Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and doing something a little different tonight. I'm going to be doing a list tonight, not another ensemble movie month. And since the year is like halfway done almost in June, I want to take a look at the films that are coming out in 2019. This is my list, my personal choices of films that I'm looking forward to next year. It's not yours. If you want to do this, you can do your own video list soon because also these choices, a lot of them are not, some of them are not officially uh got an official date or anything. This is just an assumption of the films that are coming out next year. Some of them are almost guaranteed, some are maybes. So, and also there's going to be a top 10 maybes, movies that I might see, I might not, and then five that I don't care about. And you guys know exactly why. And I did this video last year. Also, Dark Phoenix and New Mutants are disqualified because they were supposed to come out this year, and I wasn't looking forward to them last year, so those are disqualified. I don't look forward to those. I already said why, and you see my video from last year to know why. I'm not looking forward to those next year, but those are disqualified. Everything else is legit that I didn't choose from last year. So we're going to get started with the bottom first because I want to get rid of the negativity while it's out. And please, on this channel, let me just make this abundantly clear. Don't go on my channel to bitch and moan saying, oh, you need to get laid, you're a baby, you're a crybaby, you're this. I don't want to hear it. If you leave a comment like that, I'm going to block you and remove your comment. I'm dead serious. This is my channel. I will say what I want. I will do what I want. And I will post the reviews and videos that I want. If you want to do your thing, do your own videos. Make your own YouTube channel. I've been here for 5 years. I know how to survive on YouTube. I've battled through bad comments and bad publicity, so I don't need any more. Just leave your drama for your mama. That's it. That's all I got to say about these haters that gave me so much shit for that video last year. But anyway, let's get started. Number 5 on my bottom that I'm not looking forward to is Transformers 7. I don't know if this is official or not, but it was on the list of movies of next year, so let me just give a quick synopsis. I saw the first three movies in the theater. I had fun, but they didn't hold up watching it on TV again. The fourth one sucked. It was way too freaking long, and I skipped the last night because I didn't care. Six, I don't look forward to, or the Bumblebee movie, or this franchise should have been over with the third one. If you had ended it with three, I would have been happy. But no, Michael Bay got greedy and decided to make shitty 2.5 hour commercials for toys that we don't even care about anymore. Stop it, Michael Bay. I know you're not directing it anymore, but I don't care who's doing it. A cohesive plot wouldn't make this movie better because Peter Cullen's already getting too old to play Optimus. It's already over. The last movie underperformed. Just stop. I have already had enough of Transformers. Again, nostalgia from the 80s. It needs to die. We don't need any more of it. Stop it. Just keep moving the ball rolling. Give us some new franchises. I would kill to see a freaking Voltron movie instead. At least Voltron, we haven't seen a movie from him in theaters. That would be less focused on the humans and more on the robot because that Voltron is pretty badass and I want to see that. Stop with Transformers. I'm sick and tired of it. So that's number 5. Number 4 is Toy Story 4. I know this is a controversial pick. I don't think the movie's going to be horrible, but it's on this list because it's unnecessary. First two films are classics. I loved them when I was a kid. And the third one is a good movie and it ended it fine. You didn't need a fourth movie to run the well dry. I think it's unnecessary. Don Rickles is dead. Arlie Ermy is dead. Jim Varney is dead. You got three actors that are dead. So why continue the franchise? Just end it. They didn't learn anything from this. And I'm like, Pixar, I'm looking forward to Incredibles 2 this year because the original cast is back and it's been 14 years. That's going to be awesome. But this is unnecessary. And so are the other three picks in this list. One of them is not a sequel. But yeah, Toy Story 4. It could surprise me. Maybe this will be on my best of next year. I don't know, but I don't look forward to it because I'm gonna feel it's gonna feel forced, like the fourth Ice Age or the fourth Underworld or something like that. Franchises just need to end after three. If you don't need a fourth one. With Avengers, we need a fourth one because that one ended on a cliffhanger that we are definitely, and I'm gonna get to that when I get to my most anticipated films of next year, which you already know pretty much what's half of it's going to be. But Toy Story 4, no. I don't think it's necessary. And I think three ended it fine. Just leave it at that. Pixar, you're not going to do better than the first three films. Sorry. And even if this is decent, it won't be better. Okay, number three is Aladdin. Yeah, another Disney movie that's completely unnecessary. The 1992 film is a classic animated film from Disney. You're not going to top Robin Williams with Will Smith. I'm sorry. CGI bullshit Will Smith in blue is not going to do it for me. I don't care about the cast. I don't care about rehearing the songs from the cartoon or the freaking, or the animated sequels like Return of Jafar and Aladdin and the King of Thieves, and even the freaking Broadway show. I'd rather watch that. If I want to watch a live action Aladdin, I'll see the Broadway show. I live in New York, so I can watch it anytime I want, or I could watch footage of it on YouTube. You're not going to top that. Fuck this movie. My friend loves the original 92 film. That's how I felt with Beauty and the Beast last year. You made a carbon copy of the 91 film, just made it longer, boring, and you sucked all the color out of it, and you made half the cast British. Why? I don't know, because Disney is jerking off to everybody from the UK. Again, I don't care about people from the UK that are doing these films. They don't. Most of them don't draw me in. I like Ewan McGregor, but again, it's just a lot of them just don't feel right. Here it's going to be more of the same. They're going to nostalgia. Remember the songs Arabian Nights and You Never Had a Friend Like Me, and I Can Show You, a Whole New World. I've seen these songs done already. It's been done to death. Stop it. Disney, you can't recapture the magic of the original. You've proven that four times already with Jungle Book and with Maleficent and Cinderella and freaking Beauty and the Beast. We don't need to see the same shit over and over again. I would have put Dumbo on this list, but Dumbo could be interesting. I don't think it's gonna be great, but it could go in a new direction. It's not gonna have the freaking the Black Crow singing whatever, and it's gonna be different at least because and the original has a lead that doesn't talk. So here that could be different, but Aladdin, screw it. I don't want to see anymore. I'm done. After B and B, I'm like, you can't do a better movie if you try Disney. I'm sorry. Okay, that's all for all the Disney movies that they made, not distributed. So we're getting to that. You know what my number one is. You guys are not going to be shocked. Number two, I hate this actress. I've already said this on camera. I'm not going to hide my feelings anymore. But after next year, she can't hurt me anymore. Yeah, after next year, it's over. Yeah, well, but she'll still be acting, John. She's gonna do some like independent movies. I don't care as long as she's not in my favorite franchise anymore. I'm gonna be healed. I don't have to worry anymore. But here, number two is Chaos Walking. You thought it was gonna be episode 9. No, we'll get to that. I told you this premise could have been interesting. I like Tom Holland. I think he's a great Spider-Man, and he's a nice looking kid, and he's got a lot of potential. But pairing him with the worst freaking actress from the rehash trilogy is gonna hurt it. And thank God that Captain Marvel's gonna kick this movie's ass. I don't care about this movie. Like I saw the casting and I'm like, oh, it's got the freaking kiss of death of cinema now. I'm out. I don't want to hear her voice anymore. I don't want to see her face anymore. I am done with this freaking chick. I'm done with all these British chicks that you put in Disney Wars. I've said it. I don't care. You cannot top Carrie Fisher and Natalie Portman. You can't. And I know this is a different movie, but it's just her with blonde hair is just gonna piss me off even more. I don't care about this movie. Fuck this movie. I don't care if Spielberg directed it. I don't care about Chaos Walking. It's to me it's the most least anticipated movie of next March because most of these are gonna come out in the summer of next year or like in the fall. But this one's coming out in March. Captain Marvel's going to kick your ass, Chaos Walking. I hope you bomb. I hope the critics hate you because you have the freaking cancer of cinema. And it's going to hurt the movie a lot. A lot. And I told my friends in the Nerd Pack, please avoid this movie. Please, just do yourselves a favor. Just see Captain Marvel. It's going to be a way better movie with a strong female empowered character than this blight on society. And now we get to the number one. You guys already know what it is. I've already said that I've hated these films. Three strikes and you're out. I hated Clone Wars back in 2008. I think it's worse than Attack of the Clones. At least Attack of the Clones had Natalie Portman. Beautiful, good action scenes, and it tried. I hated freaking The Force Awakens. The more I thought about that movie, I was like, you know what? I should have never seen that in the theater. It raped my childhood. It was a blight on society. It was just remaking A New Hope. You have these shitty actors from the UK that I don't give a shit about. I've already said that. Donald Gleason and freaking Boy Baega and freaking Gwendolyn Christie and that worthless hobo. Star Wars Episode 9. Yes, it's the movie I'm dreading the most next year. Every other sequel that's coming out is either going to be mediocre or a freaking grand, epic. Like with that, what that's going to be. I already have a new Star Wars. It's called Guardians of the Galaxy. Those movies made me laugh. I care about the characters. The story's coherent. It's got humor when it's needed. You don't throw humor in a movie that's trying to be dark, okay? That doesn't work. They tried to do that with Justice League, and look what happened. The movie bombed and it didn't deserve it. And I blame the studio for that. I will always blame the studio. Kathleen Kennedy, go fuck yourself. May you burn in hell. May this movie flop so that it's gonna make money because of the name. It is not gonna make 2 billion like The Force Awakens did. People are ready to start to smell the bullshit that Disney's throwing in our face. Brolo is gonna suck. I will never call that movie Solo because it is not Solo. There's a movie called Solo from the 90s, and yeah, that's a better movie than what that movie's going to be. But anyway, I don't give a shit about these new movies anymore. It's Disney Wars. It's Agendas Are Us. It's freaking Hobo with a Stick with her freaking dumbass allies from in space. That is not what I signed up for. I'm not attracted to this girl. There's nothing they can do to repair what happened with the last failure. I already said it. You don't have Luke, Han, and Leia anymore. You should have done this movie in the future, 100 years in the future, with a brand new cast, new characters, and stop copying the originals. I said it once and I will say it till my dying breath. You cannot recreate that. You cannot remake what George Lucas made in 1977. That was done with a shoestring budget back in the day. It was not freaking $100 million or 200 or $300 million. It works. The effects, even if they're dated, they still work because they're actually in my face. They're not this bullshit CGI eye candy bullshit that we get. The prequels, I can acknowledge those because those were made at a different time. Lucas at least put some freaking effort into those movies. Everything in those movies are better than this. I'll take midichlorians and Jar Jar over some freaking jerk off with a stick and a freaking black stereotype, even though the guy's British, so it makes no freaking sense. And an Asian girl that cries like a bitch, and freaking Jin Erso's dumbass in the spin-offs. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm done, Disney. I'm done with you and Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm, freaking president's agendas. I'm tired. I've already said it last year. I'm done. I'm not going to watch these movies anymore. When they show a trailer, I'm walking out. The last good thing that had the name Star Wars in this decade was Rebels. It had good characters, it had a good story, it was fluid, it was freaking cohesive, it would take place before episode 4, so it wasn't copying it. And it felt episodic, but it felt more like a cinematic than anything like this. And I'm going to take my sweatshirt off. I'm dying here. I can't take this anymore. Every time I try to watch these movies, they cause me pain. I suffered 3 years already. I've had enough. Okay, I hate the direction this franchise went into. It's not Star Wars anymore. The magic really is gone. When Lucas signed away his franchise to these asshats, they didn't know what the hell they're doing, and we don't need these movies every year. Marvel is kicking your ass, this Lucasfilm. They are kicking your ass. That movie right there made more than your precious hobo in space from 2015. And Brolo is not going to be saved. Mm-mm. Coming out 7 months earlier is not going to save it. Fuck that movie and fuck this movie. There. I said a nerd pack. Come at me with your pitchforks. I don't care. I'm a rebel. I will never see these movies in the theater again, especially Agendas Are Us, because they ruined something that I love so passionately and they freaking took a stick and shoved it up my ass. I'm done. No more Disney Wars. End of story. Okay, now that all that negativity is out of my body, let's get to the maybes. These are films that could be good, they could be bad. We'll see when we see a trailer. Number 10, Terminator 6, aka the next Terminator movie. The first two films are great. I love the first two films. I saw them as a kid. No problems with them whatsoever compared to the other ones. I like three. I think it was a good experience in the theater. It still holds up as a standalone sci-fi action movie. It's not as good as the first two, but it's not horrible. Salvation has a lot of problems. I acknowledge that. It kind of looks like Transformers in a bit when they have these giant robots and Arnold's not there, so it does hurt the film, but Some of the action is decent, and at least they went in a different direction. I can give it that. Genesis, I refuse to watch it. I don't want to see Amelia Clark pretending to be Linda Hamilton because she is not. She's going to suck in Brolo. I guarantee it. Jeremy Johns didn't even mention her. Gee, I wonder why. Because her American accent sucks dick. That's why. Keep her out of my movies. At least this movie is bringing back Arnold and Linda Hamilton. So no matter what happens, it's not going to be Genesis again. You could keep it low budget. James Cameron, I think he's directing or producing it. But hey, in his hands, it can't be any worse than 5 was. And I saw the trailer. I saw the whole freaking movie, okay? I know about Jason Clarke that he's John Carter. He's a freaking robot. It's not interesting. This one could be decent. I don't know. I haven't seen a trailer. We'll find out. So at least I have more hope with that than Genesis. They spoiled everything in the trailer. One of the worst trailers ever in the history of freaking cinema. Okay, number 9 is Glass. Yeah, I bet you never heard of this movie. It's basically a sequel to Split and Unbreakable, and I heard good things about Split. Even if I don't end up not liking it, Unbreakable was really good. Bruce Willis is coming back. I'm interested. I hope it's got a good idea. And unlike half of the freaking comic book movies that are trying too hard to be impressive and they're pretentious, this should be maybe tolerable. I mean, I don't think it can be horrible. And if anything, Unbreakable will still stand on its own. It's still a good movie by Shyamalan, and I can watch it. And Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson are good in it, so at least I got that. Anyway, next is number 8 is Wicked. I haven't seen the show yet, but I'm a big fan of Wizard of Oz. And if this does get made, it's not official yet. I don't know. It hasn't gotten a trailer yet. But unlike Mary Poppins Returns, at least this is something different. It's from the witch's perspective. I'm interested in watching the Broadway show, and if this movie's good, it might get some Oscar nominations. And I love the song "Defying Gravity." If you put that on screen, I will watch that for days because it's amazing. And I love Greatest Showman, so I'm hoping for the best with this one. But it's a maybe because I don't know yet. Number 7, Gemini Man. I checked this out on IMDb and it has Will Smith and it has an interesting premise. My biggest problem is the director, Ang Lee. I have not seen a film with him since The Hulk, and I hated that freaking movie. That movie was so boring. I was like, oh my God, this is like the most boring Marvel movie I've seen in years. It's definitely the like in the top 5 most boring Marvel films that are not in the MCU. It really is. Like that one and Apocalypse and freaking Van Four Stick and Elektra, yeah, those movies just bored the shit out of me. At least the MCU movies, all of them have at least something that keeps me going. Even Thor: The Dark World, I can see it for Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman, but I am hoping for the best with this one. I like it. Also has a Benedict Wong from the Avengers 3 and from Doctor Strange, and it has Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who's always a joy to watch. So I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not loving it because I'm like, I got to see a trailer first. Because if it's some boring ass drama, I'm like, I'm gonna walk out. But I'm hoping for the best. Number 6 is Bond 25. There's not an official title for it, so I'm just going to call it that. The last one I didn't care for. I thought Spectre was boring. It was trying to be a darker, more bumbling version of freaking Spectre, and they tried to, of a Skyfall. Skyfall's good, but it's too long. I've enjoyed some of the Daniel Craig Bond movies, but like I said, if Skyfall was the last one with him, I would have been fine with it because Spectre just fell on his face for me. I was bored to death. Didn't like the lead girl and you wasted a villain. Christoph Waltz did not play a good villain, and just it fell on its face. Now, if this one could redeem it, I would be like, okay, let's go for it. It can't be any worse. Unless the movie's like 3 hours and nothing happens, then we're in trouble. So that's why it's a maybe, because I don't know. It could go either way with Bond at this point. Okay, number 5 is Silver and Black. I know Tevye will know about this movie. It's basically a black cat slash silver fox or whatever movie. I have no idea about it, but it says it's coming out in 2019. I put it on the list because it could be interesting. As long as Felicity Jones is not Black Cat, I think I'll live. Okay, anybody else will be tolerable compared to her. Hell, Demi Lovato could have done it, and it would be more better than freaking Felicity Jones. Because as Felicia in Amazing Spider-Man 2, I hated her. She was one of the worst things in it of all the problems that movie had. So maybe with that, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be horrible. Okay, number 4 is Kid Who Will Be King. This is a family film that's going to have Rebecca Ferguson. Yes, I know it was made in the UK. Sue me. I like Rebecca Ferguson. She's a kick-ass lead. She's the real Ray to me in freaking Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I see that, I'm like, that's my Ray right there. Sexy, tough, and no superpowers. Yeah, it could be done when you have the in the hands of freaking good writers. But anyway, I'll see it for her. Like, she's worth my every minute of my life because she's so beautiful and she kicks ass, and just her accent doesn't hurt me because she's actually closer to my age than some freaking twinny bopper. But anyway, it could be good, but we'll see. Number three is Cowboy Ninja Viking. The only thing I know about it is stars Chris Pratt. He's been knocking it out of the park. I love the Lego movie. I love Guardians. And Passengers, I enjoyed. I know no one else did, but I like this performance because it's mostly his. And it could go either way. I don't know if anything much about it, but it sounds cool and it could be interesting. Just saying, like I said, there's some of these movies might not come out next year. They might come out in 2020 or something. But if it does come out, I'm looking forward to it because of Chris Pratt alone. Because anything will be better than Jurassic World. That was just boring, and just Fallen Kingdom. I don't know. I'm really really skeptical. Okay, number two is Justice League Part Two. I don't know if this is officially coming out, so don't come at with me, DC haters. Just don't. Okay, I liked the first Justice League movie. It's flawed. It was interfered with. I get it. I get it. It wasn't the Avengers. I get it. Okay, I saw the movie in the theater. But what I got with the first one, I got something. At least, unlike The Force Awakens, I didn't leave the theater pissed off. It was short, but it was sweet, and it had some good moments with Batman and The Flash and Wonder Woman. And the action, at least, it wasn't 2 hours of nothing. At least this one, maybe they can get it right. If they keep the same director, and they don't edit shit out, and they actually, I don't know, give more badass moments to other characters, like they give Cyborg more to do, and they have Green Lantern and freaking Hawkgirl or Hawkman or freaking Martian Manhunter. Hey, this could be an awesome sequel that's miles better than the first one. It could be done, guys. Just DC, Warner Brothers, let DC directors finish their freaking work. Don't give them half the time to do it to catch up to Marvel. They'll never be Marvel. I'm sorry. The last time they had a big moment in the sun was with freaking The Dark Knight. That was like the highest grossing movie, superhero movie in the world at that time. And then that happened. End of story. And Marvel's been taking the mantle ever since. I'm a Marvelite for life, and I'm looking forward to so much that they're doing the rest of this year and next year. And number one is another DC movie. No, it's not Wonder Woman 2. That's much higher on the list. It's Shazam. Like, okay, never grew up with this character, but I am interested. I like the lead actor, Zachary Levi. I liked him in a lot of stuff in the past. I like his voice in Tangled. This could go either way. This could be the Man of Steel movie that I didn't get in 2013. I don't think this is going to be dark and brooding and him being an asshole and snapping people's necks. I know it's a different take, Sean. Don't comment saying, "Oh, you just don't like darkness." I saw The Dark Knight in the theater, and Batman Begins, and The Dark Knight Rises. Sometimes darkness can work. That movie wasn't a comedy all the way through. Civil War. It's pretty damn dark, especially the beginning. I wasn't laughing my ass off when all those people were dying in Lagos. That was not a comedy all the way. Half of it is, but most of it is dead serious. But you can balance the two. Marvel knows how to do that. With this, I know The Rock is the Black Adam. I like The Rock. I just think he's in too much now. Just give him a supporting role. Let this be Zachary Levi's movie. It's called Shazam. I think it can work. Interesting premise of a kid that becomes a man as he becomes a superhero. It sounds interesting to me. I hope it doesn't suck. I like the costume. I'm hoping for the best. But like I said, it's DC. They're a mixed bag for me. They can either be really good like Wonder Woman, or they can fail miserably like Suicide Squad. So it's all up in the air at this point. But as a maybe, I don't think it's going to be the worst movie of next year. Not when there's another Disney Wars on the way. But anyway, that's half the list already. Now I'm going to get to my top 10. It's mostly sequels, so bear with me, and most of them are coming out next year. Number 10 is Frozen 2. The first Frozen, yes, people called it the most overrated animated movie of 2013. I rewatched it again. It's a good movie. It's not the best of all time, but it's good. I love Elsa. She's what the hobo isn't: beautiful, majestic, and just amazing. And she's the best Disney anti hero I've seen in years. Olaf, I love that little guy. He's cute. He's got a great voice. I like Warm Hugs. He's a good actor. The voice actor that does him, Josh Gad, is better here than Gay Olaf that we got in Beauty and the Beast. Uh, Anna's cute. Kristoff is an interesting character. I just hope this one has a better villain. Hans sucked in the first movie. It was very unmemorable. Not Hans, because it's a Norwegian name. But I'm looking forward to this. This is probably going to make $1 billion too. Let It Go was a sensation. I love that song now. I thought when I first heard it, I'm like, this is overplayed. And then I kept listening to it and listening to it. And Dina Menzel's voice is amazing as Elsa, and it's gonna work. This is gonna be a good animated sequel for kids, and she Elsa's not gonna get a girlfriend. Yay! No freaking agendas. Fuck you, you Disney gay hating douchebags, gay loving douchebag nozzles. Yeah, not for me. I'm sorry. Keep your LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ to yourself. Don't shove it in my face. I'm never gonna wave that flag because I'm straight. I know what I am. But anyway, that's not about this. Frozen 2 should be good. Number 9, John Wick Chapter 3. What else do I have to say? The first movie was freaking awesome. The second movie, freaking awesome sequel. Not as good as the first one, but still good in its own right. It was badass. Keanu Reeves is amazing. This is his franchise now. It's not some Matrix sequels where they kept getting weirder and weirder. And like I said, badass R-rated action movie is fine enough for me. And after the second one, I'm like, I want to see this end on a high note. Ah, that's good. But anyway, John Wick Chapter 3 should be interesting. I'm all on board because I saw the second one in the theater last year. Awesome experience. Okay, now we have number 8 is How to Train Your Dragon 3. I know it has like some kind of a subtitle, but I'm just going to call it that. First two movies surprised me. I thought the first one was going to be bad. I was like, I love dragons, but I don't know. This is not grabbing me like Shrek did. But I saw it and I was like, it's majestic. Hiccup is a good lead character, and his Toothless is a cool dragon. I love the visuals. I like the characters. It's interesting. The music was good in the first one. I like the second one too, where they show his mother, and there's a connection with his father, and it's really well done animated cinema for children, and for me, even as an adult, I enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to the third one because it's one of the few DreamWorks films I'm looking forward to next year. And yeah, dragons are cool, so it's good to see them in the big screen. Okay, number 7. I don't know if this is coming out officially or not, but it was on the list. Gambit. It's the only X-Men movie I'm looking forward to next year because, like I said, this is a character that got screwed over in X-Men Origins Wolverine. He should have been in it more. I like the character in the cartoon from the 90s. He deserves his own movie. I hope Channing Tatum does it. He knocks it out of the park. I hope this is a good movie because I really want this to be good. I want a good X-Men spin-off that's not just Wolverine again or Deadpool because they've proven themselves. Gambit has a lot to prove because we haven't seen him in years in a movie, and it's not going to be Taylor Kitsch this time. And I want the Southern accent. I want the freaking jacket. I want him to look like Gambit this time. Put some effort into it. When you put effort, you get freaking kick-ass movies like Logan and Deadpool. And I can't wait to see Deadpool 2 pretty much tomorrow night, afternoon. Even in the rain, I'm going to go see it. But please be good, Gambit. If you come out next year, please be good. Okay, number 6 is the Lego Movie 2. Were you expecting anything less? I love the first movie. I have a poster of it over there. See, all the way over there. I love that freaking movie. That's my favorite animated movie of all time. That's not a Disney film. It was everything I wanted it to be. It had a great bunch of characters that I loved the voice acting. Batman stole the first freaking movie. That's why his movie was amazing last year. And the second movie, I can't wait to see more. I want to laugh more. They had a Star Wars reference that made me almost want to cry in the theater because it was the original canon, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good when you're not in the hands of Disney. It was great. When they showed the Millennium Falcon and I heard that kick ass score, I'm like, this is better than Disney Wars has done in 3 freaking years. So the second movie, I can't wait for it. I love the Legos. I just recently saw the Lego Ninjago movie. It was good. Not as good as the Lego movie, but still fun. And yeah, great freaking movie the first one was, and I can't wait to see the sequel. I've been waiting 5 years, almost 5 years. I hope they knock it out of the park again. And Lord and Miller this time, if they are directing it, yeah, let them finish their work. You freaking hacks in Lucasfilm. Anyway, number 5 is Wonder Woman 2. Yeah, the first one was a surprise. This was the first DCU movie that was not tampered with, and it freaking showed. And I was like, holy shit, they made a good Wonder Woman movie. I still don't like the end fight at the end of that movie, but my God, Gal Gadot is one of the most beautiful women in the world. Let me go get something for you. Hold on. This woman deserved all the praise that she got. She's a gorgeous brunette that's 3 months younger than me. She did the first movie while she was pregnant, which is even more badass. And she has this gorgeous essence, and she's strong, and she's not an overpowered bitch with a stick. Her sword, her battle cry, do her doing this, her twirling around and her hair is out. I'm like, I love her hair. This was one of the best DC movies I've seen in a long time. And it was not Agendas Are Us like the new Star Wars or Fembusters. And I'm grateful that Gal got the part. She deserves it. And the sequel is going to have Kristen Wiig. I love that woman's voice. I can't wait to hear her play Cheetah. I don't know much about Cheetah, but I'm like, just talk, Kristen Wiig. As long as it's not dubbed over, I think you'll do fine. And the first movie was great. It's rewatchable and it's good. And, it deserved the box office last year. It was the last DC movie to really kill at the box office in the summer and didn't get like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. It got like a 90. It's good. But keep your sexism to yourself. Don't do only female screenings for this. You don't need to. We get the point. We get that women are important in society. We get it. Equal pay and all that. I get it. I get it. But this movie's not about that this time. Let this be a good sequel. Patty Jenkins was a great choice for the movie. Fuck the haters that say, oh, this movie's so boring. She has a shitty accent. I love her accent. This is one of the few exceptions that I can say, love the accent. I think it's sexy. And it adds to the character because the character is an American. She's an Amazonian woman from an island filled with women. Yum, yum. And that's my kind of movie. So, anyway, I don't know if Chris Pine's coming back, but hey, as long as Gal's on board, I'm on board. Anyway, number 4 is I know the Avengers 3 kind of hint, but guess what? I'm still gonna see this movie. It's gonna happen. Spider-Man: Homecoming 2. That movie was everything the Amazing films were not. It was hilarious. It was shorter. It had a great freaking villain. Yes, it doesn't mention Uncle Ben much. No, it doesn't do the origin again. No, it has a tech suit instead of the common suit, but it worked. It freaking grabbed me. The humor made me laugh. I like that he had different characters in it, like Ned and freaking Liz Allen. It worked for me. It was something different. It wasn't a remake of Sam Raimi's movies. It wasn't. And it wasn't dark and gritty. The world around him, like in the Amazing films, or if that was Garfield in Age of Avengers 3, I would have just said, you know what, Thanos, just break his head. I don't care. But with Holland, he gave me a reason to give a shit. He's one of the best Spider-Mans we've seen in a long freaking time. I know he's a Brit, but he's a good-looking kid, and he is like a mini Christian Bale. And unlike that waste of space, he has more potential. He really does. And I'm looking forward to the sequel. At the zinger at the end of the first movie, I'm like, we know Spidey's still alive. We know he's going to kick ass and he's going to come back and he's going to just do his thing. And even if this is Holland's last time as Spidey, hey, hell of a ride. He was great in that, great in freaking Civil War for 10 minutes, and in Avengers 3, oh my God, just his scenes were freaking phenomenal. The scene on the bus and in space. Not going to spoil it. It was freaking one of the best things in that movie. His Iron Spider suit, badass. Anyway, that's number 4. Number 3 is, yes, I know, Sean, you hated the first movie. I get it. But Garrett Edwards is gone. He's gone. He did Rogue One and fucked it up, and he did Godzilla 2014 and made it a little bit slow, but I still loved when Godzilla was on screen. This is the sequel. I'm looking forward to it. The end of Kong Skull Island was freaking awesome. I saw that zinger of King Ghidorah and Rodan and Mothra, and I'm like, bring it on, Godzilla King of Monsters, aka Godzilla 2. I look forward to this movie, But one thing I need to say, screw Sally Hawkins in this movie and screw Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things. I'm not watching this movie for you. I'm watching it for the freaking king, the king of the monsters. I'm watching it for him. And now that there's a new director, I don't think he's going to cock tease us like in the last film. We know what Godzilla looks like. He's big and bulky, and he has a freaking different roar, and he's a badass. At the end of the last movie, he freaking took the Mutos by himself and freaking killed them both. And that last kill was awesome. When he opened the Muto's mouth and breathed fire, I was like, choke on it. And I was just freaking, that was a mark out moment for me. And I'll never forget it. And I really still enjoy that movie. It's flawed and it's slow, but it's not going to be Brolo. It's not going to be that. And it won't be as slow as the last movie. We know who these monsters are. Just give them to me. Give all four of these monsters equal screen time, at least at the end, for crying out loud. Because most of Godzilla's movies are slow paced, people. Did you see the original or the remake from '98? He doesn't appear in the first 5 minutes. He attacks a boat, then you don't see him for a while. I can be patient as long as it leads to something awesome. Yeah. And like I said, my God, Godzilla's my favorite movie monster. I love the original film. I like the remake. I even like the 2014 movie. It's flawed. I know. You guys were expecting it to be him destroying buildings for 2 hours. That's not what the first film was. It's a setup to him fighting Kong in 2020. And boy, after seeing Kong Skull Island, I'm like, I'm ready for that. That movie could be 2 hours of them just looking at each other and then attacking like in a Dragon Ball Z episode. And I'll be like, you got my money. That's better than any Disney Wars will ever give me. And yeah, Godzilla 2 should be awesome. Not the best of next year, but it should be something. At least they're gonna have more monsters in it. Anyway, that I even hope they put the fairies in it. You know, singing the song from Mothra. That would be awesome. That would be a piece of nostalgia I can get behind because I love that song. But anyway, you know what my number two is? They showed a brief hint of her at the end of Avengers 3. It was one of the coolest post-credit scenes I've ever seen. And Thanos, your ass is so grass next year. Captain Marvel is number two. Brie Larson has got all the potential in the world to knock this out of the park. She is going to make me forget that I ever laid my eyes on Daisy Ridley. She has won an Oscar already. She's legit. I've seen a lot of her work enough to know that she is going to just be freaking phenomenal in this role. I look forward to seeing Jude Law. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everything. That this is a prequel. I know it's a prequel to the Avengers, so you don't have to tell me. I'm gonna see Samuel Jackson again. I'm gonna see this freaking badass chick with alien DNA. It's called an explanation, Lucasfilm. Keep that in mind. Take some freaking notes. You can make a badass female that's you can explain where her powers came from. Yeah, and this is gonna be it, man. This is gonna be the Wonder Woman of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We still got a ways to go with Black Widow, but we're getting Captain Marvel next year, and I can't freaking wait. It's gonna bury Chaos Walking. It's gonna bury the freaking hobo. It's gonna bury freaking Thanos. She's gonna come in that movie, and then in Avengers 4, she's gonna march in and say, "Hey Thanos, I'm Captain Marvel. Let's go, bitch." That's what's gonna be, and that already sounds freaking awesome. And I can't wait to see what this character does. Strong female that's blonde, played by an American actress with big expressive eyes, and won an Oscar. And yeah, I liked her in Kong Skull Island. Sue me. I'm like anything this woman does will be sexier than anything any Disney wore freaking English crackers. Sorry, I like my women the way I like my food, Americana. Yeah. But anyway, she's gonna be awesome. And if you guys disagree with me, that's fine. But Captain Marvel. I've seen her in the cartoon. Awesome. And what's Miss Marvel is something different. So that hasn't been confirmed yet. They in the works for that. But Captain Marvel's coming out next year. I want to live to see that. Next March is going to be May, 2 months early, and I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. Oh, but if the Hulk can beat Thanos, how can she beat Thanos? She's a freaking alien. She doesn't turn on and off like Bruce Banner and the Hulk. She's freaking Captain Marvel throughout the freaking whole movie, and I can't wait. And her powers are more. She's stronger than the Hulk is. Trust me. She's gonna kick Thanos' ass. And now, what is my number one for next year? It's not Captain Marvel. Avengers 4. If you were not surprised by that, I don't know what will surprise you. I have been waiting for this since I saw the third movie last month. I love this freaking movie. I loved every second of that movie. As soon as it started, my heart was pounding in my chest. My arms were, the adrenaline was running through my body. I felt this movie. Everything they were doing, I was shaking like I was having a seizure. And I jumped out of my seat so many freaking times. So many times I jumped out of my seat. The only thing that hurt that film is the ending. But this movie will rectify that. Now you're gonna have Captain Marvel and freaking Ant Man and Wasp and most of the characters that survived at the end of the third movie. And Thanos is gonna be like, I'm really bored. I want to kill something. I want to do something. And then bam, Captain Marvel's gonna knock him out of his freaking thing, take the gauntlet from him, reverse time, and act like the end of the third movie didn't happen. Won't bother me because I know she's gonna kick ass. And you're gonna say, oh, you're just a Marvel fanboy that shits on everything. I put two DC movies in my list. At least one on my movies I want to see and one on my honorable mentions, my maybes. So yeah, I love superhero movies. I've loved them since I was a kid. I grew up on Batman and Superman and freaking the X-Men movies, the first two. And yeah, this movie's going to be awesome. It's going to be a final chapter that's going to freaking work. I love the cast of the three movies. The stories have been freaking amazing. The character development has been great. We have a kick-ass lead girl that's gonna kick Thanos' ass. We all know that. It's not like he's gonna have Modoc and freaking Galactus to save his ass. No, he's gonna let his guard down. Captain Marvel's gonna kick his ass. It has to end because Thanos is the last villain in Phase 4. Well, in Phase 3, leading up to Phase 4. So yeah, I think it's time for Captain Marvel to take the lead. I think I know what's gonna happen. She's gonna beat Thanos. And Captain America is going to be like, you know what? You're the new captain of the Avengers. There you go, people. I can see things before they happen, and I know that's one of the plot points that's probably going to happen. She's not called the captain for nothing. But anyway, yeah, I hope this leads to great things. I look forward to Avengers 4, whatever it's called. Fallout, freaking Retribution, whatever it's called. I'm in. I'm all in. These characters have made me love being a Marvelite. Thanks to the first movie, I got my YouTube name. Thanks to the second movie, even though the crowd wasn't into it as much as I was, I still love that freaking movie. We got to see Scarlet Witch be a badass. And in the third movie. These movies have all given me something to live for in the theater. They're giving me purpose. They're not just commercial trash that's made by a bunch of hack directors and hack writers and stupid studios. They give me a purpose in going to the theater. And I love the third movie. It's at least in my top three of the year. It's not number one because the ending hurts, but who knows? Four is gonna make it all better. People are like, how could it end like that? I'm like, there's another movie coming out next year. People be patient. May of next year cannot come any sooner. And Avengers 4 is gonna be freaking awesome. 43 minutes. I've been talking for 43 minutes. But anyway, that's my list of the movies I'm looking forward to, some maybes, and the ones I'm dreading like the plague next year in 2019, the last year of this decade. I want to end this decade on a high note, not a freaking limp like what happened at the end of 2015. But anyway, guys, make up your own list of movies that you're also looking forward to next year. There were a couple I missed, but I don't know too much. Like there's like another Bad Boys movie, a Men in Black reboot. I don't know. These are just the ones that I'm looking forward to, and the ones I'm dreading and I feel are unnecessary. And yeah, I have a lot of anticipation. I think next year's going to be better than this year, and especially movie wise, there's going to be a lot of sequels I'm looking forward to. And hey, as long as I live through the whole year, I'm gonna be blessed with all these movies, at least half of them. Because unlike some pessimists on the internet that bitch about every little thing, every plot point, every freaking flaw, every error, I want to be entertained. And that movie entertained the hell out of me. And so did that one, and those. Yeah, those movies gave me my YouTube identity. So I can never thank the Kevin Feige and all the directors enough. The Russos are gonna knock it out of the park, like Whedon did with the first two. And this movie can't burn me the way the episode 7 did and Rogue One. At least they didn't go back in time and kill freaking characters from the first movie. Just saying. I like to see my characters live and be triumphant at the end. And then you end it. You don't have to do, oh, and they died in the next sequel. You don't need to do that. That just pisses off the fans. When you treat the fans right, you get that. $250 million opening that kicked The Force Awakens ass. End of story. So that's my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. It's a long one, so get some popcorn. You're going to need it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. And my next video will be a movie review. So stay tuned. Got a lot of passion. One more thing. Long live good movies. Later.